Okay, so we have a bunch stuff. I have a bunch of tripods. This is a little one. Oh, yeah. So I've got a couple of small tripods which I use. This is quite a small nifty one. It also has the gimbal which kind of rotates around, which is cool. Then I got this spider one which is also really cool, so you can kind of wrap it around things as well, around poles or stuff wherever you are. It's quite a sturdy one, which is good. Also has a level there. But yeah, really good, really nice. I have the tall tripod which you saw. Yeah, let me go have a look at these things. So I have this little skateboard as well as this little extension arm, and I have this which is a really cool tripod and holder for it's MagSafe, so it has the magnet. But yeah, I went through those in a separate video, so if you're interested in these, do check out that video. Otherwise, I do have phone tripod mounts. I had this one for the longest time. It's really not the nicest one. Like, you put your phone here, but yeah, it's just not very nice trying to get it in between there with the spring. Anyway, I got this one which is a really much better, so you can kind of put it onto the tripod like that, so it screws on there, so then it sits on the tripod. Then you can have your phone, you can just adjust this, you don't need to kind of have to use the spring, and yeah. So you just adjust that, pop your phone in there, and if you want to switch to vertical, you can just under the back there, turn it around, and then your phone is vertical, which is cool. So much easier, so much nicer. I definitely recommend this if you use your phone a lot. But otherwise, if you have the magnet, just go for the MagSafe. It's always easier. We have the DJI Osmo Mobile 2. It's really old. I think they're on 8 now or something like that. But it's still quite useful. It's kind of like a gimbal, so you stick your phone here. And yeah, it's a really cool gimbal. You can also follow, so I can mount it on the tripod. It's how I record sometimes when we're playing soccer. And the phone, it'll actually follow a certain person or whatever you give it to track. Like that, it's still quite useful. But yeah, as I said, it's quite old. It still works well. Alright, then I have the one ring light, other bunch of small lights here and there. I have the Nikon Z30, which you saw. So it's a mirrorless camera, but yeah, it's kind of like an entry-level mirrorless one. Currently on it is, you have the prime lens, so it's a 35mm f1.8 lens. It is an old DSLR lens, so I do have an adapter for it which is on there. The only new lens that I have is the prime lens, which the camera kind of comes with, so which is this one here. It is still very nifty and very nice. It's a 16 to 55mm. Still a really nice lens, but it's a bit wide for what I want for like the YouTube videos. So I feel like the prime lens is far better, and obviously the prime lens gives you that nice bokeh effect because of the f1.8 aperture, so it's really nice. The only other lens that I have is a really nice one of my favorite. It's the zoom lens. It is the old DSLR, so it'll have to I use it with the adapter. It's a super zoom lens, 55 to 200mm, so it really zooms quite nicely. Yeah, you obviously have to be quite a distance away to use it effectively. So I haven't really used it lately that much, but for photos and stuff it's really useful, so I do use that quite a lot. Lastly, I do have this Insta360 1X2, which is a 360 camera. I use it usually for like my skateboard videos. Really love it. Also, I think it's quite old. I'm not even sure what version they're on now. But yeah, it still does the job. Still is a 360 camera. Yeah, still records well. If you aren't aware, it has a long selfie stick, which when you film, kind of gives you a 360 view, so when you're editing you can kind of reframe it how you want it, but also it removes that selfie stick in the footage, so it kind of looks like a drone shot. So if you ever see someone getting followed by what seems like a drone, could actually be this. Cool, yeah. And then I do have some microphones, so the mics that are on there are the Booyah mics. I do have just a normal lav mic, which is quite nice. So this one, I usually just plug it into my phone if I'm doing voiceovers or whatever the case is. But otherwise, let's see if I can pull this one that I'm using right now. This is the transmitter which I have. I have another lav mic plugged in, which I'm using to record this now. Yeah, the receiver is then plugged into the camera, and yeah, it works quite well. So you can use this as a mic. You don't actually need the lav connected to it, but I do find that it sounds a little bit better with the lav, so hence why I still stick to it. Otherwise, that's all the equipment. It may seem like a lot, but I think the grand scheme of things is not that much. Some of it is really the usual basic stuff. All gets the job done. Everything has its purpose, and yeah, so far it works really well. The thing is to find the time to kind of use everything. But yeah, the prime lens and the Nikon Z30, that one I use quite often, so it's all good. You can see for the YouTube setup, it does take a bit of work just to set up. Got to get the camera, the lighting all set up, the mics all set up. Mics connect to the camera, then the other one is on me. Then the biggest struggle is just getting the focus of the camera right. Actually now it's not so bad. I used to have an old DSLR which didn't have a pop-out screen, and I couldn't obviously see what I was doing or what was in focus or not, and I'd have to go back and forth so many times. So really glad this one has a flip-out screen so I can kind of see what's happening, and I can see what's in focus or not, so that's really good. So once the setup is done, I just take a test shot just to make sure my sound is good. I once recorded a whole video, and yeah, the mic was not plugged in the right place, so yeah, wasted a lot of time and effort only to realize there was no sound, or the sound was really bad. Always do a test run before just to make sure everything is working and is good, and yeah, just check that everything is in focus what it should be. Otherwise, once it's all set up, then I sit down. I also make sure that everything is plugged in, so the camera is plugged in, so the battery doesn't die on me. And yeah, I just have one ring light which does the job. I have a lot of sun which comes from the left, which is nice. Good to film in during the day when the sun is bright. Only problem is there is sometimes a lot of noise from the roads outside, so try to not get the hooting or anything like that out from the car noises, but yeah, it can be quite difficult at times. And that's the setup really. Bigger portion of work comes into the editing, so that we'll get on to next.